Virgil, explain how you managed to keep this side so consistent with the results, with the performances.
I think it's a mix of things. Starts with the mentality, I think, from the manager, taking game by game.
You've been saying that all season.
Yeah, but
we're just focused on the next game.
It is really.
It's something that's hell for the interview, but you know.
It is. No, yeah, I bet it is, to be fair as well. But it's really the message from the manager. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of anything, basically. Focus on the team ahead of you, because that's the only thing you have an influence on, and not what's ahead in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or a final that maybe is in 4 or 5 weeks, or so that's how we do it, and also the mentality of doing everything in order to be ready for the game ahead of you. So sleep, eat, rest, treatment, recovery. You have to do all the right things in order to perform, and also we have good players. You know, we can't deny that. We've had in my eyes, a fantastic season, regardless not coming first in the league, coming up against one of their best football teams in Premier League history.
You said quality players, but those quality players in the dressing room must drive each other on. Different characters, different people, different voices, but all achieving the same goal.
Yeah. Everyone feels responsible for success of this group, and that's an important mentality to have in a group. Obviously we have 4 competitions in as start of the season. Everyone knows that there are gonna be players who play more than others, but when you play, you have the even more responsibility to perform for the team, and that's what's been done as well. If you look at, for example, at Takumi Minamino, outstanding in both cup competition. Obviously he wants to play more in the league probably, but in order to perform so well already in the other competitions is great to see. That's just an example, and it sets also the standard and the mentality for the rest of the group to follow, and it's good to see.
With this kind of run, do you almost feel invincible?
It's difficult to say. I think it's funny that the last month or month and a half or something like this felt a bit like also the last month and a half when we also lost with 1 point. It sort of went on automatic pilot. Obviously we focus on the games, but you won games in a way, and that's a little bit what I felt as well, what happened over the last month. We played games. Obviously we didn't play the best football possible, but we got the result that we needed. We still kept the pressure, for example, on City in this case. But the only thing was they kept doing the same too. Yeah. And but it's difficult. It's difficult to keep that consistency. But we have a great squad and a manager and everyone around us, around the club, that is facing the same direction, and it helps.
After the injury, do you appreciate it all a bit more?
I did already before. I did already, especially the last, I think, 3 years, I think. Just, you know, I'm not a talent. I'm not in the youngest years of my career anymore. I'm definitely not finished, not close to it yet, but obviously I'm a father. I know the more important things in life, and that put a lot of things in perspective. So as a football player, when you get a knee injury, you think this could be very difficult. So that was definitely the beginning stage that you think, how will this be all right? Are you going to be the same, or are you going to be better? But my focus quite quickly changed to, listen, I'm Virgil, I'm who I am, and I feel like I'm different in this case, and I can prove that I'm different in this case as well. And that was the mentality throughout my whole rehab. And you just try to get fit, you try to get sharp, you try to get stronger, faster, even how difficult that will be, you keep trying and doing it. And definitely in the beginning of the season, pre-season, it was hard, it was tough. I'm very strong mentally, but in the beginning, obviously, the first 2-3 months, it was definitely a thing that was sometimes playing in my head.
Because people are expecting you to come straight
Yeah,
back.
and I'm not the kind of guy that cares about other opinion normally, but because you come back from a knee injury, you start not doubting yourself, but definitely put things in your head, and that goes from not from really. I wouldn't say like my performances were bad, not at all, in my opinion, but I could do much better than what I did in the beginning. But also, I needed time to get there.
And they test you out here, don't they? What's it like one-on-one against Diaz?
Well, luckily I didn't come along many times against him 1v1 since he joined the club. But pre-season is going to be hard, I think. Yeah, these guys, it's in some ways is very good. It's very good to come against these strikers. Bobby, outstanding. Mo, Sadio. I'm just happy that I don't play week in, week out against these guys. The work rate as well. So it's good to test each other, and hopefully they see it the other way as well.
Yeah.
So that's how you get better.
You always do your homework on the opponents. So how are you looking at Benzema?
Well, to be fair, this season I quite enjoy watching him.
Until maybe until Saturday.
Well, hopefully it will be a good game for us. But he has a lot of quality. Obviously, he is not the whole team. In order for him to get into play, he needs to get the ball, and obviously the ball is somewhere, and we do it all together. That's how football works. But he's been outstanding. Important with goals. He's their leader, I think. In I don't know if it's vocally, but obviously in a way how he presents himself. So yeah, he's a big player for them. He's been at the club there, I think, for 10 years or something like this. And I think this is the year when he really feels and probably gets all the credit he deserves. But I'm not a bad player myself, so I will look forward to this challenge together with the rest of the guys, and we'll see what it will bring.